Good afternoon. Today I will start with next chapter, light. In this chapter you have to read about reflection of light, refraction of light, dispersion of light, scattering of light, so many phenomena that light is. Now today I will start with reflection of light. So first question arises, that is, what is light? Light is invisible form of energy. Form of energy means which is capable of doing work. And as it is visible or invisible, it is invisible form of energy which makes the other thing visible. So we can say light is invisible form of energy emitted out by all luminous body. What is luminous body? Which emits their own light. For example, sun, star, firefly, bulb, candle, etc. All these are luminous body which emits their own light. So light is invisible form of energy emitted by all luminous body which travels in straight line. How will you say that light travels in straight line? Take a burning candle and place it on a horizontal surface. Try to see the flame of the candle with the help of a metallic pipe. You will find that you can see the flame of the burning candle. Now bend the pipe and try to see the flame of the candle, same flame. This time, you will not be able to see the flame of the candle. What does it mean? It means that light travels in straight line. So together we can say light is invisible form of energy emitted out by all luminous body which travels in straight line with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, which gives us sensation of sight. It is electromagnetic wave. Now, what are the phenomena that light undergoes? Light undergoes reflection of light, refraction of light, then third one, dispersion of light, scattering of light, polarization of light. In this class, you have to read about reflection of light, refraction of light, dispersion of light, and scattering of light. In this chapter, you are going through reflection and refraction of light. Next chapter, human eye and colorful world. In that chapter, you will read dispersion of light and scattering of light. So today I will start with reflection of light. What is this reflection of light? You know that you just take a torch and blow it on a mirror. You will find that light will bounce back in the same medium, just like when you throw a ball on a horizontal surface on the ground, the ball bounces back in the same medium. Same thing happens when you allow the light to fall on highly polished surface, it will get bounced back in the same medium. This phenomena of bouncing back of light from a highly polished surface like mirror in the same medium is known as reflection of light. Now there are two laws of reflection of light. First one is incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. You have read in class 7. Now what is incident ray? This is mirror. Mirror we so this means polished surface is this side. So we have taken plane mirror and the path along which light incident on the mirror, we call it as incident ray, and the path along which light get reflected back in the same medium, this is reflected ray, and the perpendicular drawn on the surface at the point O is called normal at the point O. First law states that incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. Second one, angle of incidence. What is angle of incidence? Angle made by incident ray with a normal is known as angle of incidence, and angle made by reflected ray with a normal is called angle of reflection. Second law is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Now, types of reflection. Types of reflection, there are two types of reflection, regular and irregular reflection. Regular reflection, when parallel beam of light fall on highly polished surface, the reflected beam are also parallel. Such type of reflection is known as regular reflection. This will take place on highly smooth surface. So we can say when parallel beam of light fall on highly smooth surface, the reflected beam are all parallel to each other. Such type of reflection is known as regular reflection. It produces glare in the eye. Now, irregular reflection, image form is very sharp also. Irregular reflection, when parallel beam of light fall on rough surface, in that case, reflected beam are not parallel. They get scattered in all directions. Such type of reflection is called irregular reflection or scattered reflection or diffuse reflection. With the help of irregular reflection only, we are able to see the things around. So it enables the thing to see. Now I'm repeating the difference. Regular reflection, reflected beam are also parallel when the incident beam is parallel to the mirror or any highly smooth surface. In irregular reflection, parallel beam of lights are not reflected beam are not parallel to each other when the parallel beam of light fall on the rough surface. Regular reflection takes place on smooth surface, highly smooth surface. Irregular reflection takes place on the rough surface. Regular reflection produces glare in the eye, whereas irregular reflection enable us to see an object. Now, image formation in plane mirror. How the image is obtained in the plane mirror. Let us take an object. This object is placed at O. We have taken a point object, and this is plane mirror. So light from the object fall on the mirror. These are the two incident ray that fall on the mirror. It get reflected, and this reflected ray appears to be coming from point O dash. So at point O dash, the image is obtained. You have placed your eye here. So to your eye, this ray appears to be coming from O dash. Now the question is, what is the nature of image obtained in the plane mirror? This is the diagram how the image is obtained. But what is the nature of image obtained in the plane mirror? It is virtual. Virtual means it cannot be obtained on the screen. The image obtained is erect. It is of same size. And it is obtained as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. You just stand in front of a mirror. You will find that if you are standing, your head is up and leg is down, the image is also in the same position. So it means that it is erect. All erect image is virtual. And you will find that the size of the image is same as that of the object. Then it is formed as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. What does it mean? Distance between object and the mirror is same as the distance between image and the mirror. And fourth, last one, that is, it is laterally inverted. What is this lateral inversion? If you raise your right hand, you will find that the image, your image is raising its left hand, right? If you place a pen in your right pocket, it will appear in the left pocket of your image. So the things will get laterally inverted in plane mirror. So these are the five nature of image. We can write it in 5 points: virtual, erect, same in size, and obtained as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. It is laterally inverted. Now, difference between real and virtual image, you all have read it in class 7. Again, it is only a revision. Real image can be obtained on the screen. Virtual image cannot be obtained on the screen. Real image is always inverted. Virtual image is always erect. It is obtained by actual intersection of real image is obtained by actual intersection of reflected or refracted rays, whereas virtual image is obtained not by the actual intersection of reflected or refracted rays. Image obtained in the retina of human eye is an example of real image, whereas image obtained in the plane mirror is example of virtual image. I am repeating once more. Image obtained in the retina of human eye is an example of real image, whereas image obtained in the plane mirror is an example of virtual image. Now next, what is this lateral inversion? The phenomena in which right side of the object appears in the left side and vice versa when seen through a plane mirror is known as lateral inversion. And you will find it that in the ambulance, the word ambulance is written in laterally inverted way. Now the question is why it is written in laterally inverted way. This is because when the mirror of any other driver of any other vehicle will see it, it's get laterally inverted in the mirror and the driver can read it immediately and can give the pass to the ambulance. Now next is uses of plane mirror. Plane mirror is used in the box type solar cooker. We are using it as looking mirror every day. It is used to make kaleidoscope where you will get beautiful pattern, and it is also used in the periscope. What is this periscope? Periscope is the device which is used by navigator to see the location of submarines of the enemy. We can use it to see the things which is above the line of sight. Now how we will make this periscope? With the help of plane mirror. You just take an empty cylinder and turn it at an angle of 90 degree at 2 points, just like this. At this place, take two plane mirror. This two plane mirror is kept at this corner and they are parallel to each other. See here, these two plane mirror are parallel to each other and it is inclined at an angle of 45 degree. See here, here also it is inclined at an angle of 45 degree. Now what happened? Suppose there is an object here which we are not able to see from this position. Light from the object fall on the first mirror. The first mirror will reflect it on the second mirror and the second mirror again reflect it to the eye. And now the thing which we are not able to see directly is now visible to us with the help of periscope. If we want to see the things which is lying below, in that case we will place the eye here and the object will be kept here. So we can see all the things which is lying above or below the line of sight with the help of periscope. And periscope, we are making it with the help of two plane mirror. Now types of mirror. Mirror are of two types. If the surface is plane, we call it as plane mirror. And if the surface is not plane, we call it as curved mirror. Now curved mirror is of two types, concave mirror and convex mirror. How they are different from each other? See here, this is concave mirror. If you take a sphere made up of glass, just see, this is a sphere made up of glass, hollow from inside. Take a slice of that. So we have taken a slice, and if you silvered it outside, it will become concave mirror. If you silvered it inside, it will become convex mirror. So fix in your mind that we are making it with the help of hollow glass sphere. We will take a slice of that and we will polish it. Polished it means silvered it. We will put any silver color metal. If we silvered it outside, it will become concave mirror. If we silvered it inside, it will become convex mirror. Now I think it is clear to you. Now there are some terms related to concave mirror as well as convex mirror. And it may come in 5 marks question to define all the terms. So you should understand also and learn it by heart also all the terms. The first word, that is pole of the mirror. See here, the center of the mirror, this point P. Here, this point P. So center of the mirror is known as pole of the mirror. Second word, that is center of curvature. Center of the hollow sphere. This one. This is the hollow sphere and this is the center. So center of the hollow sphere of which mirror is a part is known as center of curvature. The center of hollow sphere of glass of which mirror is a part. Next is principal axis. Line joining center of curvature and the pole is known as principal axis. So principal axis is the line joining the center of curvature C and the pole of the mirror, and it will be produced on both the sides. We call it as principal axis. Now radius of curvature. Radius of the hollow sphere of which mirror is a part is known as radius of curvature. So distance between P and C, this is known as radius of curvature. Radius of the hollow sphere of the glass of which mirror is a part is called radius of curvature. Next word is aperture. Effective length, this distance, m dash, this one from here to here. Effective length of the mirror is known as aperture. The diameter of reflecting surface of the mirror. Definition is diameter of reflecting surface of the mirror is called aperture. Then the most important term, that is principal focus. So we will take the definition principal focus of concave mirror and principal focus of convex mirror separately. See here, in the concave mirror, when the parallel beam of light fall on the concave mirror, after reflection, it will pass through a point on the principal axis. That point on the principal axis is known as focus. So focus of a concave mirror, we can define it as a point on the principal axis where the rays parallel to the principal axis after reflection actually meet. But in case of convex mirror, when parallel beam of light fall on it, it get diverge, it get reflected back, and the reflected rays appears to be coming out from a point F that lies on the principal axis. This is a point on the principal axis from where the rays appears to coming out. Actually, they are not meeting, they appears to meet. So we will define the focus of convex mirror as a point on the principal axis where the rays parallel to the principal axis after reflection appears to meet. Now last word, that is focal length. Focal length is distance between focus and the pole. This is the focal length. What is the relation between radius of curvature and focal length? Radius of curvature is twice of focal length. Now see both the diagram, the terms also. See here, this is concave mirror, right? This is pole. This C is center of curvature. Line passing through C and P is principal axis. F is a point on the principal axis, which is called focus. Distance between capital F and P is the focal length. We represent it by small f. Distance between C and P is radius of curvature. We represent it by capital R. M dash is the aperture. I think it is clear to you. Now come to how the image is obtained. What happened? You can say when parallel beam of light fall on the concave mirror, after reflection you will find that all the rays meet at a point on the principal axis. This point is the principal focus. Now come to the case of convex mirror. In case of convex mirror, when parallel beam of light fall on the convex mirror, they get reflected back and the reflected rays appears to be coming from point F that lies on the principal axis. So this is the principal focus. I think it is clear to you. Now rules for formation of image. First, we will take concave and then convex. Now see what happened when parallel beam of light fall on concave mirror. This is the parallel beam, a ray of light parallel to the principal axis. When fall on the concave mirror, after reflection, it will pass through focus. This is the first rule. Keep in your head, block in your head. When a ray parallel to the principal axis fall on the concave mirror, after reflection, it will pass through focus. Now second, this is concave mirror. P is the pole, M dash is the aperture. Then C is the center of curvature. Line passing through center of curvature and pole is the principal axis. F is the focus. Right? Second case we will take. If a ray of light passing through focus, what happened to this ray? After reflection, it will become parallel to principal axis. This is reflected ray. You will find that this reflected ray is parallel to principal axis. Now third case, third rule. If a ray of light is passing through center of curvature and fall on the concave mirror, after reflection, it will get reflected along the same path. So this is incident ray, and along this path only the light get reflected back. What happened when a ray of light fall on the pole? See here, light incident at pole, it get reflected back, making same angle as that of angle of incidence. The reflected ray makes an angle R which is equal to angle I. So these are the four rules, very important, keep it in your head. Similarly, for concave also, convex also, same rule will be followed. A ray of light, which is a ray of light when fall parallel to the convex mirror, what happened to this ray? You will find that after reflection, if parallel it is, after reflection, what will happen? It will get reflected back, but the reflected ray appears to be coming from focus, that is F. Second case, a ray of light when passing through focus, what will happen to this ray? After reflection, it will become parallel to the principal axis. Third rule, a ray of light passing through center of curvature, what happened to this ray? It will get reflected back along the same path. And the last one, a ray of light when incident on the pole of the convex mirror, it get reflected back, making an angle R which is equal to angle of incidence. Now rules for formation of image is over. Now come to next topic, that is image formation in the concave mirror. So image formation in the concave mirror, first case, when the object is at infinity. So if the object is at infinity, we will make first concave mirror. This is the pole, this is focus, this is center of curvature, and the object is at infinity. If the object is at infinity, the rays coming to the mirror will be all parallel. So when parallel rays fall on the concave mirror, what happened? This will fall here and this will fall here. So just see this incident at P, so it get reflected, making an angle, same angle as that of angle of incidence. And the two reflected ray meet at below F. So this is the position where the image is obtained. See, what is the nature of image obtained? It is inverted. If it is inverted means the image is real inverted. What about the side? Since the object is at infinity, the image obtained is very small. Diminished, we can say. Where it is obtained? At focus or below focus. I am repeating again, when the object is at infinity, the image obtained is real, inverted, highly diminished, and obtained at focus or below focus. Second case, when the object is beyond C. So this is concave mirror, this is pole, focus, and center of curvature. Object is beyond C. Let AB is an object. A ray of light parallel to the principal axis incident on the concave mirror. It will get reflected and the reflected ray will pass through focus. Second ray we will take through C. That is the incident ray is passing through C, so the ray will get reflected back along the same path, and the two rays meet between F and C. So just see the diagram. You will find that the image is inverted. Inverted means actually the image is real. So nature of image obtained is real, inverted, small in size, and where it is obtained between F and C. Next case, third case, when the object is at C. See this diagram. This is concave mirror, this is pole, focus, and center of curvature. AB is an object. A ray of light parallel to the principal axis when fall on the concave mirror after reflection. It will pass through focus. Second ray, we are taking a ray of light passing through focus. What happened to this ray? It will become parallel to the principal axis and the two rays meet at point A dash. What is the nature of image obtained? It is inverted, so it is real. And it is of same size. Where it is obtained? At C. So when the object is at C, nature of image obtained is real, inverted, same size, and it is obtained at C. Next case, when the object is between F and C. Here the object is between F and C. This is concave mirror, pole, focus, center of curvature. AB is an object. A ray of light parallel to the principal axis fall on the concave mirror. AD is a ray parallel to the principal axis that fall on the concave mirror. After reflection, the ray will pass through focus. Second ray, we will take the ray that falls on the mirror along C. So the reflected ray will be along C also, and the two rays will meet at A dash. Here A dash, B dash is the image obtained and it is inverted. As it is inverted, so the image is real. So what is the nature of image obtained when the object is between F and C? It is real, inverted, magnified. See, compare the size. It is magnified, and where it is obtained? Beyond C. Right? Then next case, when the object is at F, that is at focus. See here, this is concave mirror, pole, focus, center of curvature, principal axis, AB is the object. A ray of light parallel to the principal axis fall on the concave mirror. AD is the parallel ray parallel to the principal axis. So what happened to this ray? It will get reflected and the reflected ray will pass through focus. Second ray we will take through C. So the ray will get reflected along the same path. You will find that the reflected rays are parallel to each other. Parallel to each other, what does it mean? The image will be obtained at infinity. And when you do it practically, you will find that the image obtained is real, inverted, highly magnified, and obtained at infinity. Next case. Last case, the most important case. When the object is between F and P, this is concave mirror, M dash is aperture, P is pole, F is focus, C is center of curvature, and the line passing through center of curvature and pole is the principal axis. The object is lying between F and P. AB is the object. AD is a ray of light that is parallel to the principal axis. What happened to this ray? It will get reflected along focus. And second ray we will take through C. So this ray will get reflected along the same path. They are moving, the two rays are moving away from each other, so they will not meet at this side. Move this two reflected ray, you will find that they meet somewhere behind the mirror. This is the image obtained. So see the arrow, it is erect. A dash, B dash is the image, it is erect. So nature of image obtained is virtual and erect, highly magnified, formed behind the mirror. These are the 6 cases that you are supposed to read under concave mirror. Draw ray diagram, find out the nature of image, and practice the diagram. Next is image formation in convex mirror. See here, in the convex mirror, we are having only 2 cases. When the object is at infinity, the rays coming to the mirror are all parallel. So these are the parallel rays. what happened? This ray is incident on P. So what happened to this ray? It will get reflected and the angle of reflection will be same as that of angle of incidence. And this ray incident at C. So what happened to this ray? It will get reflected back, right? Here, just see the diagram. This ray fall on the mirror. It will get reflected back and the ray appears to be passing through focus. So when you move this ray backward, you will find that the two ray will meet, appears to meet between F and P. A dash B dash is the image obtained and it is virtual, erect, small in size and formed between P and F. Next case, last case. When the object is anywhere between pole and anywhere infinity, you can say anywhere between infinity and pole. So AB is the object, a ray of light parallel to the principal axis. What happened to this ray? This will get reflected back and the reflected ray appears to be passing through focus. See here, it appears to pass through focus. Second, we will take a ray passing, appears to pass through center of curvature. So this ray will get reflected back along the same path. And this two ray appears to be meeting at in between P and F, and A dash B dash is the image obtained. It is erect, virtual, small in size, formed between P and F. So in case of convex mirror, you will find that you will always find the image formed is always virtual, erect, diminished. Now come to the uses of concave mirror. Concave mirror is used as saving mirror or compact mirror. Why it is used as a saving mirror? If you place your face in between focus and the pole of the concave mirror, virtual, erect and magnified image is obtained. So you can cut the hair very easily. That is why it is used as shaving mirror, and we can put the makeup just to cover up the marks in the face smoothly. Next is, it is used as reflector in the headlight of vehicle. Why? Now the question is why it is used as reflector in the headlight of vehicle. If the source of light is kept at focus of the concave mirror, the light falling on the concave mirror, what will happen? It will become parallel. And the parallel rays will go to infinity. We can see the vehicle coming from far off place. So we can write it produces parallel beam of light when the source of light is kept at focus. And the last one, it is used by dentist or ENT specialist to see that part which cannot be seen clearly directly with the eyes. So when the part to be examined is kept between F and P of the concave mirror, magnified image is obtained and that part can be seen easily by the dentist or ENT specialist. Now uses of convex mirror. It is used as rear view mirror. Now the question is why it is used as rear view mirror. Rear view mirror means the driver can see the back without turning the head what is coming from back. We also call it as driver mirror. Two reasons are there. It has wide field of view, and second, the driver can see number of vehicles at a time. A large number of vehicles can be seen, image can be obtained because the image obtained is diminished. An erect diminished image of large number of vehicles can be obtained in the convex mirror that can be seen in front without turning the head. Main reason is it has wide field of view. It is also used as reflected in the street light. Why? Because it has wide field of view. It is used in the double-decker bus as staircase mirror just for vigilance purpose. Same reason, it has wide field of view. Then how will you say that? All answers are written here. You just go through it. I have already explained. Now, how will you say that it has wide field of view? What is the difference? How it is different from plain mirror? You can say In the plane mirror, the field of view is limited, but in the convex mirror is having wide field of view. With the help of diagram, we can show it. 1 second. Just see the diagram, this one. See this diagram. In plane mirror, if the source is kept here, light fall on the plane mirror, get reflected back. From here also, it will fall on the plane mirror, get reflected, so its range is this much. But if you have taken convex mirror and if you place the source here, you just see it will get reflected back, but the range is wide. And that is why, for as it has wide field of view, we are using it in the rear view mirror, in the street, you can say that into the street light, and then in the double decker bus for vigilance purpose. Now, mirror formula. What is this mirror formula? Relation between object distance, image distance, and focal length of a mirror, curved mirror you can say, is known as mirror formula. Mirror formula is 1 by u plus 1 by v equals to 1 by f, where u is object distance, v is image distance, f is focal length. Then what is magnification? Magnification is ratio of height of image to that of height of object. So magnification equals to height of image by height of object. Hi is height of image, ho is height of object, and mathematically it is equals to minus v by u. Keep it in mind, in mirror formula plus sign is here, and in the magnification minus sign is here. Now sign convention. Sign convention for the mirror, all distances we are measuring from the pole. All distances are measured from the pole of mirror. Distance measured in the direction of light is taken as positive. See, this is the direction of light. It is moving toward right. So all distances you will measure from pole on this side will be positive, and if you measure in this side, it will be negative. So distance measured in the direction of light is taken as positive. Distance measured in the direction of light, opposite to the direction of light, is taken as negative. Fourth point, distance measured above the principal axis is taken as positive, and distance measured below the principal axis is taken as negative. See here for concave and convex mirror. In concave mirror, you will get real image as well as virtual image. So you keep it in mind. In case of concave mirror, object is kept always on this side. So u will be negative, right? What will be, in 5 cases we have read, the image obtained is real image, and the image obtained will be on this side. So image distance is always negative. What about the focal length? It is also negative. What about the magnification? Magnification is height of image by height of object. In case of real image, image obtained is below the principal axis. So minus hi, and height of object is positive. So magnification you will get negative. In case of concave mirror, if the image obtained is real, u will be negative, v will be negative, f will be negative, and m is also negative. Now come to virtual. In case of concave mirror, when the image is virtual, virtual means in this case what will happen? See here this diagram. Here the object distance is u. So this is the object. When the object is between f and p, so object distance is negative. Image distance, image is formed behind the mirror, so it will be positive. Focal length is negative, and virtual image, so height of image will be positive, height of object is also positive, magnification will be positive. Now come to convex mirror. Convex mirror, image obtained is always virtual. Here the object is this side, so it will be negative, u will be always negative. Image obtained is behind the mirror, so it will be positive. Focal length is this side, so it will be positive. And magnification for virtual, height of image and object both are positive, so magnification is also positive. I think it is clear to you. Go through it once more. If you are having any doubt, you can ask in chat. Thank you. Have a nice day.